Hello, everyone out there on YouTube. Hello, my friends and family. So, I have a video today. It is Monday, it's Memorial Day, and I just got done watching a movie. So, I want to give a little movie review for the movie Escape Room. So, as you can see, there's a name, Tamara. My coworker, Miss Tamara, let me borrow this movie. She absolutely raved about it, and I didn't realize how recent it was. I think it was released at the beginning of January. I don't know if that's when it was released in theaters or when they released the DVD. I think the beginning of the year is when they released the DVD. I think the movie came out maybe like late 2018, I think. But I thought it was earlier at the beginning of 2018 or like summer 2018, but apparently it's more recent than that. But my coworker raved about it. Just raved about, oh, it's so good. You got to watch it. You got to watch it. I remember when it came out very vaguely. I remember kind of wanting to see it, kind of not, because I know escape rooms are like a thing now and they look fun. I know people who've done real life escape rooms. And so she absolutely raved about the movie. She's like, oh, it's so good, so good, so good. So she let me borrow it and I've had it, finally got around to watching it. So, what can I say about Escape Room? Also, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, just stop watching this video. Don't watch, because I might give something away, or I probably will give something away. Don't watch if you want to watch Escape Room. Just saying right there. This is your chance. Leave the video. Okay, so Escape Room. For me, after watching this film, it is like a dumbed down version of Saw, to be quite honest. It's PG-13. So there is some like some parts that are like a little like yuck, ewy, but it's really like a dumbed down version of Saw. Um, it's one, two. I think it's five of them. Trying to think. One, two. It's like five people. Five people have to get through these escape rooms, and each escape room has something to do with each individual person's past. All of these people in this movie are survivors of some horrific event. And so basically, each room has to do something with something that each person survived. So one dude survived a plane crash in like the Arctic. And so there was a escape room where it was really cold, and it got him into that mindset of, oh my gosh, this is what happened to me out there in the ocean. Him and his buddy had to survive out there in the ocean. There was one girl, she was a burn victim. In the very first room, it turned into a big oven on her, and so she was like freaking out. She had PTSD, and so that was the first room. So each room had something to do with the traumatic event that they survived. But when you got down to the core of what was going on, it was really a less gory Saw. That's the only way I can describe it. Um, you take a bunch of individuals, throw them into a situation where they have to find a key as all these other crazy events are going on, and it's getting darker and scarier, and the walls are caving in, and there's flames and arrows shooting out from everywhere. It's exactly like Saw. And not only that, it gave me a headache. Just the, I mean, I know we've all seen movies. There are so many movies that it's like people are running up the stairs instead of out the front door. And that there was a lot of that in this movie. A lot of what's going on? How do we get out of here? What are we doing? And people not speaking up when they should, people keeping things secret. Like a one girl found a clue and then she was like, like she didn't know what to do. She didn't say anything. Like, tell the group, oh, I got a clue. I think I figured something out. where there wasn't that sense of helping each other, trying to survive. It was more, I don't know what to do. Like, it kind of got on my nerves. And frankly, like I said, it's something I've seen before. Saw did it first, and Saw did it way better because it was much gorier in Saw. You know, you're having to rip out your tongue, you know, cut through your own like shoulder blades. It's craziness. This was just, it's Saw. That's basically what it is. And then the ending, I mean, I wasn't really sold on the ending either. At the very end, there are two lone survivors that do overcome the odds and make it out, and there's a bunch of catastrophe at the end. But then one of the survivors is one of the women, and she's like, I'm not done. I really got to solve this mystery. And it's a female and a male who make it out. And the guy is talking to her and he's telling her, look, just let it go. We survived. This is it. And she's like, no, like Scooby Doo, she really got to figure out what happened. Let it go. You survived. You made it this far. Just let it go. But she really refuses to leave it alone. And so ultimately, the very last scene is like the game makers of the escape room know what she's planning. They know what she's going to do. And so they have basically set up another escape room along the way. And she has no idea, as the character within the movie, what's going to happen. But obviously we as the audience know what's going to take place next. Because at first I was thinking, oh, maybe it's just going to be like a part 2. But that's not how it is. They plan to put these two lone survivors again through another escape room, just in like a different way. And so I'm like, it's dumb. It's really, I can't get with it just because it's something I've seen it before. It's if you've seen Final Destination and if you've seen Saw, don't bother watching Escape Room. Honestly, don't, because I hate to say, like, it just gave me a headache. It gave me a headache, and it was good in the sense that, oh, it's a fun thriller, but it's nothing that I haven't seen before. And that's where it bored me. Because, I mean, the rooms themselves were quite intricate. The escape rooms were fun, but I've seen it. I'm telling you, if you have seen a Saw, you've seen Escape Room. That it's just, there's no other way around it. I feel like the way I feel about Saw and Escape Room is like the way I feel about when Disney comes out with a movie and then these other film companies come out with the same version of a movie, just tweaked a little. Like, I remember when Finding Nemo came out, it was Finding Nemo, and then Shark Tale came up creeping along after it. There was Madagascar, and then that other movie, Into the Wild or whatever it was, another like little cheap version of that movie came along where it's the same film, just dumbed down. And that's really how I feel about Escape Room. Like, don't waste your time. I mean, if you really have time to burn and there's nothing else on TV and you just want to give it a go ahead. But it's just, there's no other movie to describe it. Is Saw. It's Saw, and it's like Saw and Final Destination. And then it's not even fun to sit through. When you get to the end, at least at the end of Saw, if the people make it, it was kind of like, oh, that was the end, you know, they finished, they beat it. But with this one, they still had to escape the madness. And so it was kind of like, I feel like it was unfair to them. Like, dang, you thought this was going to be it, but nope, there's more to the game. And the mystery wasn't solved because you never really figured out who was behind it. At least at the end of Saw, after all those movies, we know who did it. At the end of Escape Room, you still don't know who is doing this and exactly why. So it wasn't fair to the characters that they had to escape the rooms and then they still had to get out of the building that the escape rooms were in. But then the two lone survivors who did make it through all this crap, they were still, like, the game was still on, like Final Destination style, like you can survive, but you haven't really survived kind of thing. So don't waste your time with Escape Room. It's just going to make you mad, and you've seen it before. So thanks. That is my review on Escape Room.